All right. So I'm sure I don't know how much money you're getting.
Give me my money. Give me my money. I got no ties to the UFC.
Yeah.
Give me my goddamn money. I already put a deposit down on a ZR1. Get the out of here. What if, Moicano, here's the thing that's sad about this.
So let's say for the audio listeners.
Yeah. So what Chin brought up says Renato Moicano turns down $200K, which I fought longer than him. $200K settlement check in a bizarre display of UFC solidarity. This is not what free market is about, he says, his decision. Here's the thing, Moicano. That money is getting allocated no matter what, buddy. No matter what. You being a company man and not taking it doesn't give you an inch of good grace with the UFC. This does not matter. There's guys that are more famous than you that are fighting right now that are taking their settlement. The UFC does not give. The UFC made out in spades. They got off so easily. The original lawsuit was for like $1.7 billion. They're paying out like $400 million. And that's already paid. They've already sent that money out. That money's getting distributed around like 400 people. That money's getting distributed whether you take it or not. So whether you don't take it, it's going to other people. So let's say there's, 150 fighters that are in this antitrust lawsuit and they're getting paid. I know exactly how much I'm getting. The fighters that don't take it, it puts more money in the guys that do take it because that money's getting dispersed no matter if you take it or not, Bubba. It's so dumb not to take the money. It's so fucking dumb.
And he's a money guy, by the way. He knows, like,
isn't his nickname like the Money
Moicano? Yeah.
It makes no sense. I'm not his friend. If I could just take him to the side and explain to him how, and if he has kids, like, buddy, you can take this money and invest it for your children. And the UFC's not going to give you a bad matchup. They literally don't care. Like when the lawyers called me and were like, a lot of guys are worried about taking the money, the backlash to the UFC. I'm like, whoa, stop. I don't work for the UFC. I have nothing to do with them. I cover the sport on my own channel, on my own business. I'll stop you there. I'm probably the one guy who's going to stop you dead in his tracks. Send me my goddamn money. I don't give a dude. Yeah, he's just uneducated about the whole situation.
Man.
Hey,
you want to hear his explanation?
Sure. It's better for the rest of us. I get his money now.
Wait, so it's going
to... that money, so that whatever it is, 400 million, yeah. No matter what. So let's say there's 200 guys that are in the antitrust lawsuit. So it could be 75 million distributed across 200. Let's say 100 of them are like, I don't want to deal with the backlash and don't take it. By the court of law, that 400 million still has to get distributed to those fighters on that list. So I know the minimum I'm getting. It's a good chunk. That only can go up. It can't go down. That can only go up. So if 100 of them don't take it, that money has to get distributed by a court of law to the fighters. Oh, shit. So it does not matter. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean,
UFC's already paid for. That check's already in the mail. They've already paid the lawyers. All of it's done. The UFC's already like whatever. They're not going to discipline you by taking the money.
All right.
But again, it's better for me if he doesn't.
For everyone else. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
How much I love UFC? Yeah. I did not pay the money that they sent to the fighters. The how they call the lawsuit? Yeah.
Pause it.
Wait,
that's
hold on. So
this is how stupid fighters are. They think, and they're underpaid, and that's a whole nother story. And people are like, I don't understand why more fighters don't ask for better pay. This is why. This dude is brainwashed that thinks he's being a company man by not taking the lawsuit money. He thinks that he's showing loyalty to the man by not taking this money that he's earned. That's how brainwashed a lot of these fighters are. Every single one of you are underpaid. Hey, Moicano, let me ask you a quick question. When the UFC, and they're going to get it, when the UFC signs $1 billion TV right deals, when they sign a billion, not a million, not 100 million, $1 billion deal. I want you to ask your agent or manager how much of a percentage you're getting of that $1 billion deal. Now, if you don't ask them, I'll do you a solid right now and tell you how much you're going to get. 0. You're going to receive 0 of the dollars, sir. When you look at here's another example. When you look at the UFC octagon and you see 25 companies that are paying, I know how much they pay exactly to sponsor with the UFC. When they're paying millions of dollars on that octagon mat and on the bars and all that, millions per company. How many dollars, what percentage do you see? Ask your agent. I'll do you a solid. I'll tell you how much you're getting. 0. When they took the sponsors from your shorts and your t-shirt, your walkout shirt, when they took that money and decided to put it on the octagon and give you 0, you are by no means moving up the ladder by not accepting this money. You're only doing disservice to yourself and your family. And Bubba, you've earned it more so than anybody. This is your money. You earned it, dude. You're not being a company man by not accepting money. You're being a stupid fighter, and this is the issue. And this same mentality is the reason why nobody, they've brought on the MLB labor board, they've brought on the who's who, and they can't figure it out. And there's one reason. It's because of the fighters. So you have the MLB players representation lawyers come on board and they're like, we have the best deal in the business. It's 50-50 split. The MLB players is guaranteed money. Let us help you guys out with this and make sure you get your money. And then they get so far. I've been in these meetings. They get so far and they go, we can't get anybody, the fighters, to sign on. Because they're so brainwashed that they think by sticking up for themselves that somehow they're going to get a title shot or they're going to be blackballed by the company. So all the big dogs pull out. Then you're just stuck with old retired fighters trying to move the needle and they can't do it. This is the best example. Him going, nah, I'm so loyal to the UFC. It's like, it's a cult. It's a cult. You're no different than the family of Charles Manson. It doesn't end well, buddy. You're in the toughest business in the world. You're a prize fighter, and you're turning down the prize that you've earned because you're brainwashed and you think the UFC brass is going to somehow take care of you. If he wants to come, I will give you a long history lesson of fighters that sacrifice more than Moicano to make weight on short notice, to take fights on 2 days notice. The guys that missed time with their family, missed the birth of their children, turned down huge sponsors because they thought they were going to be in the good grace of the UFC. And I'll tell you how to end it for them, bud. I'll tell you. And it ain't a happy story. And this is to the end of time. To the end of time. Everything you have, Moicano, is because you fought tooth and nail through hard work, coming through the favelas of Brazil. And then someone wants to get, you know how hard it is to make $200,000 in this world, bud? Some people don't make that in a lifetime. Some people have to lay bricks and make $40,000 a year. And because your hard work, you're a talented mother, your hard work that you've earned through health, brain cells, your hard work to rise out of the gutters of Brazil. And you're going, nah, I'm good. They treat me well. It's not about the way they treat you right now, buddy. It's not about that. It's not about you taking a short notice fight against Islam, them giving you a title shot, and you probably got a little extra pay, and you think you owe them. You owe them nothing. You owe them nothing. You're the skilled one. You're the one that they can't replace. Those brasses in their suit and ties in the office, they can't do what you do. And you're bending the knee, giving up $200,000 And I know, I'm sure, McConnell, you're balling right now because you got your pay from the Islam fight and you have sponsors and you're relevant, and you're doing well on Twitter, and you're like, I don't want to this up. I'm scared, and I get that. They can't do anything to you, buddy. This money's already been allocated. But the fighters are so brainwashed, they're terrified. They're terrified. And these are for the people who've never been around a fighter, they're the toughest, most grinding, their work ethic's insane. They're the toughest people in the world outside special forces, military. But I'm saying for professional athletes, there's nobody walking this earth more mentally strong and tougher and more of a risk taker than a professional UFC fighter. Hands down, out of all the professional sports, there's nobody like a MMA athlete. There's a reason at the ESPYs that John Jones, Cleo Roundtree, whoever the fuck it is, can walk into a room filled with the most famous athletes on the planet, and all of them will bend the fucking knee. Because if that door shuts and shit hits the fan, there's only one guy walking out of that room. It ain't the guy shooting fucking free throws. It's not the guy who can run a 4.40. It's not the guy who can fucking put a hockey puck into the net. It's none of that. It's the guy who has the only skills in the room to f up all of you. There's a reason, man. And the fighters don't realize that. They don't realize how special they are. They don't realize that the average UFC career is a year and a half. Did you know that? 1 year and a half. It's shorter than any other major league. But then people go, oh, look at Conor, look at this guy, look at Jim Miller, look at Donald Cerrone. Those are fucking outliers. A lot of guys are getting cut left and right, and they're on the fucking prelims, and you don't know who they are. Again, I will say this so everybody hears it. The average career of a UFC fighter is 1 year and a half. And that year and a half, there's no signing bonus. It's not like baseball, where if I'm in the major leagues and I get put down to single A or double A baseball, but I signed a big contract with the Cleveland Indians and I signed for $10 million, I get that $10 million whether I hit the ball or not. You're guaranteed that money. You're guaranteed that money. In the UFC, if you fought for a year and a half, you're lucky after taxes and paying for your training camp and your manager. If you're new to the game, let's say you came off Dana White Contender Series or the Ultimate Fighter, if you fought in a year and a half, you probably, if you're lucky, got 2 fights. Maybe you got 3. You're lucky if you have $50,000 in the bank. And y'all want to walk away from $200,000? Are you out your goddamn mind? When Moicano's retired and he's 50 years old, you're going to be wishing you had $200,000 invested. Especially if he has kids. You're going to wish that you took that money. Because I'll tell you right now, you know who's not going to be calling you when you retire? You know who's not going to be covering your children's medical bills and the food on your table and your mortgage? I can bet your sweet ass you're not going to hear a peep out of those suits that you're loyal to right now. And I'm not saying Dana and the brass. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying this is fucking business, and you're in the most cold-hearted business, and you're bending the knee for no reason. And I'm pretty sure he has children, right? That's what pisses me off. If you're single and you're young, you're like, whatever, in your primary career, I can kind of see it. You're still brainwashed. I can kind of see it. If you have a family and you have children, $200,000 in Brazil is a lot. So he has one son, Isaac, who's born in 2020, and another child on the way. His wife is currently pregnant, and you're not taking, it's pissing me off, and you're not taking $200,000, and you're a prize fighter. Here's the thing. It's over, Moicano, too, bud. You fought for the title. It's never happening again. It's never, and that's where you make life-changing money when you fight for a title. Whether you win or not, life-changing meaning you're kind of set. You're not worried about things for the next year or two, depending, you're not every month. He's never getting back to a title shot. That will never happen again. That was a freak accident. The guy fell out of the fight and you got put in. That's how this goes. It's the hype. You did it, dude. You fought for a title. You're less than 1% that ever get to do it. That will never happen to him again. The division's too tough. His skill set's not there, but he's a great fighter and we all love him. That's the reality of it. You will never make more money than you made that last fight. It will never happen again. You will never make more money than when you fought Islam for the belt. It was a complete mismatch. That will never happen to you again. And your wife's pregnant. You have a young kid. You're never going to be champion. And you want to give up $200,000. Just so you know, Moicano, Dana bets with $200,000 every night. Like it ain't. So if you think in his mind, he's going, well, Moicano didn't take the money. Let's hook this guy up. You don't know the world, dude. And you're in the most cutthroat business in the world. And you're letting it pass you by. And it's a kick in the face to the rest of the fighters. There's some fighters that deal with severe CT that are dead broke. They would change places with you in a heartbeat. There's fighters that are well-known names that don't have a cents in the bank, dude. They don't have a dollar to their name. And they're working security jobs or they can't get a job because they're too up in the head. And the lawyers and Kung Lee and the rest of those boys that put their legacy on the line to fight against the man, and these lawyers who did this, buddy, this wasn't something that happened the last 2 years. They've worked on this for probably 10 years plus. That's how long the fight this is. It's a kick in the to those lawyers, to former UFC fighters, to the alumni you're part of not to accept this money. It's out of anybody, he should be taking the money. And there's guys that are ranked higher than him. There's guys that are more well-known who are taking the money. You do not have to be scared to take the money. The UFC, it's an afterthought for the UFC. You know what? The UFC's happy that they settled with whatever is $345 million or whatever is $425 million. They got off unscathed. That ain't nothing to them. Good Moicano, remember, the UFC, it will be announced very soon, got $1 billion TV right deal, and you're not going to see a cent of it. So $400 million ain't to them. It's not, dude. It's not. But you think you're being a good company, man, with a company that could give two about you. It's mind-blowing. And this isn't an anti-UFC thing. This is a pro sports thing across the board. Why do you think you see the top caliber athletes in the world in the NFL hold out of camp? Because they know how brutal this is. And for whatever reason, when insert TJ Watt, insert some big name, Brock Purdy, insert these guys, McCaffrey, when they hold out and they miss camp and they're not in camp, notice the NFL fan base goes, yeah, get yours, man. I get it, man. It's sports. You get hurt at any moment. Get yours. Notice you don't have other NFL players talking about other NFL players when they're holding out for money. Have you ever seen that? They know how hard it is. They know how cutthroat it is. They know if that star quarterback receiver blows out his knee, that he's to never be the same. So dude, get yours. Yeah, bend him over, dude, get yours. Because they're going to get theirs. Meaning the NFL, the teams, the owners, they're going to get theirs whether you get hurt or not. It's no different in the UFC. Dana White's going to get his. That's why he's the greatest promoter of all time to ever do it. He's going to get his whether you take a measly $200,000 or not. But for you to forego that because you think that you're going to be in the good graces of the UFC brass, buddy, I hate to tell you, they could give two. That's the truth. And if nobody in your team has told you that, and if you had agents or managers or people in your camp and coaches telling you not to take it, fire them. Because in 10 years, you're going to be wishing that you had $200,000. And you've earned it. That's the thing. It's not like you won the lotto and randomly got lucky. You paid for it with blood, sweat, and tears. But you want to give it up because you think Dana's going to give you a slap on the ass in your next fight. That's crazy.